Hello everyone, I am the Playing Shifter, he is Lahee Eshkree, and we are phasing in to the universe of Final Fantasy XIV. And the mystery is continuing. So, Miss Ellie, any notice about our mystery thief? The non-mystery thief was, he escaped. The business of betrothal. Ellie has put her skills as a reporter to good use. Ah, there you are. I've been doing some investigating on my own since we last parted. I believe I found our Lapis maiden. The girl name is Arabella, daughter of one Master Guguremo, a prominent member of the East Aldernar Trading Company. Her eyes and hair are a most exceptional shade of blue. Her beauty is the talk of the Sultanate. Her purported beauty, I should say. You see, none have actually seen the girl in the flesh. Apparently her father is the overprotective sort. Some say that the maiden has never set foot outside the family's well-guarded estate. Isn't that like a crime? Keeping people confined. But all this is about to change. Rumor has it that the girl is to be wed. And not just to anyone, mind you, to the heir of the Brugger Consortium. The formal announcement is set to be made at a commemorative feast, to be jauntily hoisted by the Chu family business. The venue is Costa del Sol, where preparations are going on as we speak. Word on the street is that the bride-to-be will be making a rare public appearance. It is here that the thief intends to strike. I couldn't be more certain of it. Picadilly start, have you? Certainly. My sources tell me that the bride's father is already in Costa del Sol overseeing preparations. This one scoop I'm not going to miss, and you're welcome to come along. Thanks for the tip. That's gonna be interesting. You know, there's a thief on the loose. Better safe than sorry. This is Master Guguremo of the East Aldernar Trading Company, the father of the bride. Let's see what he can tell us. Hello, Piero. You're not one of my associates. This banquet is for invited guests only. If you have no business here, be on your way at once. Beg pardon, good sir. My name is Ali, reporter for the Mithril Eye. If I might have just a moment of... Ah, yes, that two-gill sensationalist rag. I read your tiresome screed about the self-styled phantom thief and his letter of challenge. If you have come to tell me my daughter is in danger, I can assure you that your concern is entirely unwarranted. I have not kept my Arabella safe to this day to see her whisked away from me by some fly-by-night rogue. I'm having a lot of trouble reading today. I have spared no expense in securing the best protection that money can buy. The brass blades. Are you sure that's the best protection money can buy, sir? The brass blades of the Gerbera, an elite unit of the most lethal swordsmen in the Sultanate. They say one of them caused a man's heart to burst just by looking at him askance. The moment they set eyes on the would-be thief will be his last. Good looking setting eyes on him. Or her. You get my meaning, don't you? If the tip is obliging enough to allow himself to be seen, someone's know what I mean. Or do those goggles serve some purpose other than making the wearer look utterly ridiculous? Consulting Inspector Briardian, your reputation precedes you. And what, pray tell, would you propose? I have promised some of the wealthiest men in the realm that my daughter will be attending the festivities. To renege on my word would have dire implications for the family trade. What about the implications to your daughter? My proposal is a simple one. Entrust the investigation to me. The thief will be in shackles before the banquet commences, and it will cost you not a whit of your precious gil. Very well, let's see if your reputation is deserved. But consider yourself warned. Greater fortunes than you will ever know hinge upon this banquet. I will not tolerate any disturbances. And as with all the best protection, it's gonna get undone by lack of hijab proofing. Yeah. Also, it's the brass blades. Probably the most corrupt soldier thingamajig in the whole game. Such touching concern for his coin purse. If only he could muster the same for his daughter. Couldn't have put it better myself. Okay, but literal pirate country, yeah. The brass blades in Limsa. Okay, this is not Limsa, but La Nocia. I still think the brass blades are more corrupt than any of the pirate dudes here. Because there's the... I forgot their names, but... there's the ones that don't accept, like, the rule of Bluffisman. But they're open about it. They're not, like, corrupt. They are outward the bad guys. And some are tempered by Leviathan. But to tell, Inspector, after he slipped on our nose last times, what makes you so confident that you can catch our thief this time around? Our man may boast 1,000 faces, but he has but a single modus operandi, and it is painfully obvious. A letter of challenge, a precious treasure whisked away from its rightful owner in the broad light of day. Also the Lalafell Mafia, yeah. The Lalafell Mafia runs the brass blades. This tells me that our thief is an attention seeker with supreme confidence in his abilities. Doubtless he means to target the maiden using the same methods he used to abscond with the treaty blade. Even now, the fiend is in our midst, having assumed the identity of someone who will be in close proximity to Miss Arabella at the feast. I have already narrowed the field. Arabella Betrothed's fiends would be an obvious target for our thief, so Chu would be his father, Morgant. Yalton Otto and his wife Sainana, the guests of honor, will give a toast to the couple's happiness. Both will be standing close to the stage where the bride-to-be is set to appear. Needless to say, we cannot rule out Guremu himself. Finally, we have Lewenhart, a steward of Guguremu's estate, and Miss Arabella's personal attendant. All the key players, save for the Lapse Maiden herself, have assembled in Costa del Sol. Doubtlessly the Phantom Thief lurks amongst them, his face concealed, gathering information and planning his course of attack. One of these doesn't match the others. If the Phantom Thief isn't a Lalafell impersonating, one would be quite the feat. You would be impressed at what you can do with glamours. We will begin our questioning of the suspects immediately. Should you encounter any suspicious individuals, you are to report back to me at once. I think I see a suspicious brass blade. There's a severe lack of brass and blade. Well, he didn't fall flat on his face yet. It could be the Phantom Thief. This guy as Hildibrand as a guard. The Phantom Thief disguised as Hildibrand, this guy disguised as a guard. That will be part for the course for this quest line. I wasn't the only one that noticed. Hildibrand Manderville. I could smell the stench of idiocy and incompetence from a mile away. Who's clapping? The pleasure is all mine, contriving Inspector Briardian. Forgive me for not revealing myself sooner. I was simply conducting a bit of preliminary undercover investigative work. Yet to see through my ingenious disguise with such ease. Yes, I dare say your powers of observations rival even my own. Fear not, friends. I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinary, have arrived to defend the Maiden's honor as only a Manderville man can. Talking about falling on his face? There you go. With complimentary fish. He does realize there's still a fish in his head, doesn't he? Good Inspector, I realize we have not seen eye to Monaco in the past, but fair maiden's virtue, mayhap her very life, is at stake, from one gentleman to another. Let us put aside our differences. Yes, I would welcome your assistance in this case. Me? Assist you? Aren't you a funny man? Oh, it makes no matter. My plan is so flawless that not even your bungling can interfere this time. If you wish to assist me, you may do so by keeping watch over the suspects. In the meantime, I have a promising lead to investigate. I shall return before the banquet begins. While I know this may be asking much, do try not to do anything too stupid in my absence, will you? I would speak with you, but not here. I will be waiting for you outside Costa del Sol. Come quickly, for we do not have the luxury of time. Be right there. Inspector Briardin seems to have taken a liking to you. You should be proud. As you can see by his treatment of someone we know, the man doesn't suffer fools lightly. Does that mean I'm smarter than Hildibrand? Come to think of it, that's not really that much of a prize. It is not by fate It's not by fate's whimsy that we have been reunited here today, friend. You were destined to be by my side as I apprehend the fiend and defend the fair maiden's virtue. I will do my best to assist you, from a distance, and probably with Briardian instead. You've come. Excellent. With that buffoon suitably distracted, we can get to more important matters. But before we proceed, what might I call you? Is the carbon coal smarter than Hildibrand, or does the infinite luck stat on Hildibrand mess up the data? I think there is heavy interference. Name is Lahee Eshkree. You can call me Lahee. An unremarkable name, but it will suffice. Now answer me this, Lahee. You were there when the Phantom Thief, in the guise of Lady Durilda, stole off with a treaty blade. Was there anything about our foe's disguise that struck you as particularly noteworthy? The main reasons, they were pretty good. Intriguing. Where most would point to the sheer physical perfection of the disguise, you turn an eye within. A disguise is nothing without proper interpretation of the character. A thorough inspection of the mask left behind at the scene revealed a tiny prism sewn into the fabric. It is the stone that allows him to change appearances at will, and yet, like you, this was of secondary concern to me. From movements to mannerisms to that utterly obnoxious personality, the thief did not merely look like Lady Durilda, he was her. Such a feat could not be accomplished by magical trickery alone. They'd probably observed her from a distance, or maybe even pretty close, to be honest. We are dealing with a clever and thorough criminal. Not content to rely on his ample powers of disguise, he studies his targets closely before assuming their identities. He emulates them utterly and completely, and not even their closest friends or family could detect that aught is amiss. All the key players arrived at the Costa del Sol 3 days ago, when preparations for the banquet began. This would afford for the thief more than enough time to study his would-be target. And yet, some disguises are more challenging than others. Put yourself in the mind of our Phantom, Lahee. If you were the thief, whose identity would you first assume? If I say one of the guests, that's unlikely, because for as good as a actor you be, the closest persons to that person would probably notice. But some random hired blade? A brass blade. Precisely. Clearly you're far less useless than the bumbling spectre whose company you keep. Strong in number, few of words, able to come and go as they please, a fearsome reputation to scare away any who would draw near enough to realize something was amiss. An ideal entry into Costa del Sol for our men. Reducing as much, I made a point to question brass blades in the area. Little to my surprise, I learned that there was one man who had not been seen at his favorite ale house for 3 days past. Give the man some credit, he literally tried the same strat. Yeah. Except that he just pointed his suit. Our thief has not made a habit of wanton murder. Doubtless the poor man is lying naked in a ditch not far from here. In addition to general security duties, each of the brass blades has been assigned to serve as bodyguard for one of them or more of the guests. If the man can tell us of his assigned charge, like as not, his answer will reveal the current identity of our thief. Our thief would not have had the time to carry the unconscious man far. I will canvass the immediate area. You begin your search in the outskirts of Costa del Sol. Good, we have a plan. I'll be right back. Hopefully with some answers. Manor Guard. I never noticed this guy. It's the stick episode. You know you're Hildibrand. Oh, why? Hey sir, why are you cosplaying Godbart? Excellent. You are one of the less incompetent assistants I have worked with. I'll pretend that was a praise. Thank the gods! Please free me from these chains before the Snippers eat me alive! There, now, tell me all that you can remember about what happened to you, and try to be brave. We just arrived at Costa del Sol, had a briefing of sorts. Master Gegeruma gave us extra orders, we'd be looking after and the like. Had a mind to tour our area, get my bearings. Next thing I knew, I felt a thwack on the back of my head. When I came to, here I was, stripped to my skivvies. Much to the chagrin of those of us who have to look at you. You say you received the orders from Master Gegerumo. Who was to be your charge? My memory is hazy, but one was Morgant, father of the Grown. The other was a Lalafelling gent from Lemsa. Yoto. Now, try your best to remember. Were there any other guests with whom you were ordered to interact? Come to think of it, yes. There was also the steward, Lewenhart. I was to review with him the schedule of events, discuss the protection of key supplies, that sort of thing. Morgant, Yoto, and Lewenhart. Thank you. For an incompetent fool, your testimony has proven astonishingly enlightening. I shall see this man back to the city and into the possession of some new clothes, after which I shall return to Costa del Sol to continue the investigation. Go on ahead of me, and for the love of the gods, just make sure that imbecile doesn't cause much trouble in my absence. Understood. Dude knows his stuff, but his tact with other people is more lacking than Godbird's clothes. Holy crap. Would work with Briardian again, but I think I prefer Hildibrand over a pint of over a few bottles of ale. You have plot armor, you can take down a primal in your underwear. Yeah. Inspector Briardian seems to have taken a liking to... Oh, no, already heard that. Ah, there you are, friend. And not a moment too soon, for I was about to commence my investigation in earnest. Tell me, did your Inspector Briardian have any... Did you... Any... Okay, I understood the structure of that sentence now. Tell me, did you and Inspector Briardian's avenue of inquiry bear fruit? Well, it did. We have a plan. This is the plan. Morgant Yotonoto and the Steward Leonhardt, you say? This does not surprise me. Yes, I had considered them all exceptionally suspicious from the start. With the lapse made in danger, we cannot afford a moment's delay. I, Hildibrand, shall have our teeth in shackles before the Inspector returns. Fear not, friend, the Inspector shall be none the wiser. Haha, if he had hoped to nab the fiend for himself, he should have not have simplified the task for me so. Ah, there is one of our suspects standing suspiciously under the canopy over there. Just you wait, fiend. I shall rip the mask from your face and reveal you for the rogue that you are. The whole game's a matter of breaking down the 500-year-old grammar quirks, yeah. The problem is that it wasn't even a 500-year-old grammar quirks, it's a very normal grammar that I stumbled upon. I kinda like the old English style that this game employs. Makes it actually feels like another place and not just England, but mystical. The fact that they are not letting me talk to Nashu is a crime. No one? Okay. The lucky father of the groom-to-be, or the fiend who would sully the maiden's virtue. In a matter moment, how shall be revealed. All I have done to raise Arabella to a beautiful young woman has been in anticipation of this day. I have never been more proud to call myself her father. I am Vans, heir to the chairmanship of the Burglary Consortium. And who exactly were you again? I'm sorry, I just realized that I don't particularly care. You'll never know I defeated Gaius, and I'm not telling him. Stand back, friend. The man we pursue is a criminal mastermind. The merest slip of the tongue could put our case, nay, our very lives, in danger. The thief doesn't seem to be the type that kills people. But have no fear, Miss Ellie. Rager Quill, that you might record my every word as I employ the time-honored art of parley, handed down from Munderville men of ages past, to reveal our foe. I can take a few topics that would interest my readers less than your blatterings. Just cast the thief so I can have my story, would you? Parley was actually a mini game on the 1.0 release that you actually had to do to progress some quests. I think you can still play them on the toy box in the inn. Don't worry, Inspector. I brought my quill and journal too. Your adoring fans won't miss a word. Capital! This is why you are my favorite assistant, Snashu. Now, behold as I ensnare your prey with a web of words leading to his inevitable demise. Now that's something I want to see. Good day, Master Guguremu. And a fine day it must be for you most of all. Allow me to offer my most heartfelt congratulations on your betrothal to the enchanted Miss Arabella. The novelty of the minigames is nice, like the Witcher letting you card game through some quests, but the main solution being that you just made some people mad. Yeah. And I think the parley game was very luck intensive. What is this nonsense? Arabella is my daughter, you... Just who in the seven hells are you, anyway? Guards! Guards! Now, hold your chocobos, Guguremu. I recognize the lad. This is Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiries and Inspector Extraordinaire. Come to save the lovely lass from the clutches of the Phantom Thief, have ye? I reckon we owe the man our gratitude. Aye, Venice? The Phantom Thief? Balderdash and rot, if you ask me. That said, my betrothed must be quite the beauty indeed to have such rumors told about her. Perhaps she's worth of me after all. He exudes an unusual degree of confidence for such an effete fashion challenger yacht. Most suspicious. He's a damn sight easier on the eyes than you. Nah, I disagree. That's me, Vance. Ever calm in the face of danger. Truly is a father's son. A word heir to the Burgundy Consortium, and a word match for my daughter. I must say, yes, I foresee many years of prosperity for our families. Or family, I should say. Siri, he looks like an NPC. Yeah. Which reminds me, Master Vance, Arabella asked me to convey her gratitude to you for the golden clasp you sent some months ago. It has not left her neck since today. Oh, that little trinket? It was nothing. Tell her that the greatest treasures in the realm will be hers once we are wed. Haha! The time-honored Munderville art of parley. You'd be sleeping with the fishes now had Morgan not spoke up on your behalf. That said, nothing about the interaction between the three struck me as particularly unnatural. Ha ha ha! Let us not rush to conclusion, Miss Alley. A gentleman fancies a more methodical approach. Yes, everything is proceeding according to my master plan. Whoops. I was supposed to be taking this down, wasn't it? Everything is proceeding according to my master plan. I sought only to earn the trust of the families before confronting Yautonoto and Leeuwenhart, who have aroused up my suspicions from the start. Come, we have a thief to apprehend. He is very good at coming with excuses on the fly. Venice is my own flesh and blood, heir to the Burgundy consortium. A barely saying that he is settled for no less than the most storied building in the realm over. Lucky lady. And in a twist of fate, the next greatest treasure will be some random household item. God better fix this up. That was last episode. Yautonoto and Leeuwenhart. One of the two wears a mask, but wish with a few words, all will be revealed. Renting or mastering Garuja's private property would be almost unthinkable for most folk, but Q-Talks and neither the Bulgari Consortium nor the East Elden Trading Company are in any danger of running their coffers dry. Oh, how am I looking forward to meeting Miss Arabella. They say my new song is sung of her beauty. Mind you, there was a song or two sung of me in my day. I can believe that. I have not seen your faces around here. With the East Elden Trading Company, are ye? Why, yes, good sir. Very much with them. Some might even say we are the East Elden Trading Company. Ha ha ha! Oh ho, pleasure to meet ye. Do tell. Is the lapsed maiden as lovely as they say? Sainana here is no slouch herself, but like me, she's getting on your years. No offense intended, my dears. No respect for your wife. Oh, but where are my manners? Yautonoto of the Bulgari Consortium, and this is my wife, Sainana. I look forward to many profitable dealings with you and yours in the months and years to come. Aye, I dare say this wedding and the joining together of our family business couldn't be happening at a better time. What with all manner of few beasts and beastmen taking aim at our wares. Why, just the other day a ship made of imported foodstuffs was waylaid by the mandragoras. Nasty boogers, the lot of them. If I were 20 years younger, I'd dice them up myself and make a salad out of. You have heard of the mandragoras, haven't ye? But of course! I want to spend a year holding bone in mind with the Feast of Harauker. My fellow monks and I chant several hundred of mantra watsits a day. Wasn't that the box on the beach? That's just a bunch of coconuts. And your food stores were occasionally raided by the ruthless band of rogue vegetables known as the mandragoras, yes? Would it kill you to read the Mitriwai and dedicate yourself from time to time? A fearsome lot they are. Worm has it that they will not rest until every fruit or vegetable harvested for consumption has been freed from captivity. Why, they struck at the larder here just days ago. Our supplies were decimated. Oh wait, the other living vegetables. Fear not, my lady. I was able to arrange for an emergency shipment to replace the stolen produce. It arrived safely some time ago. Settle down, Sainana. Forgive me. Your wife, she is always saying how meat is bad for her figure, and with that, I'd best go prepare my speech. Carry on, lads. Criminy! None of those three were suspicious in the last. But we must not give up hope, lest he of many faces have the last laugh. Where there's a will, a gentleman shall find a way. Come, Nashu, we must move quickly, or the lapsed maiden shall not be the only one to come to harm. You speak so fast, Inspector, the sign of a quick mind, I'm sure. Now, where was I? Give up hope. He of many faces will laugh last. The lapsed maiden shall not be the only one to come to harm. I'm not sure that it captures the Inspector's intended meaning. You know that the feather on her hat from that angle looked like an orange. But this is no time for us to be standing around. Inspector Briarden will be back at any moment now, and he's not the type to sue for excuses. Quite so, Miss Sally. Fortunately, I have a plan. Let us investigate the footsteps of which Master Leonhardt spoke. Should he find any contradictions in his testimony, we can consider the man our prime suspect. Inspector Briardian will be back before long. Come, Nashu. This is no time to delay. That is actually pretty smart. Good food, good drinking, and good tidings. That's today's announcement will send even more gil flowing into our coffers. Only makes the wine taste all the sweeter. Oh yeah, they made a thing now. Am I getting lag? Now I can do this. You couldn't be walking and summon your mount before. This time of day change for the purpose of quests, it's server global. Most of the time it's server global. Sometimes it changes for quest reasons. But it's pretty rare. The weather also rarely changes, so you could get some. I have seen some people streaming this game, and like the NPCs are like, look at this important landmark at a distance, and there is fog, and nobody's seeing anything. Some of those coconuts don't look like coconuts, huh? You have a point. This crate must contain the foodstuffs of which Master Leonhardt spoke. At a glance, they do not appear particularly suspicious, but our investigations must not be deterred. At least not saying it's a nice day in the middle of a bright storm. Yeah. Look at this. Now there's water. No, there isn't. Now there's water. You are very easily entertained. Must be nice. crates of assorted foodstuffs and a veritable host of luscious-looking coconuts. It appears that our Menlian heart spoke true. Egads! Are those explosives I spy concealed amongst those coconuts? Perhaps I spoke in haste. It would appear that we have found our phantom thief after all. How does an airhead like that manage to write down the endless threads of Hildibrand? Well, that's the joke, Catch. she can't. It's quite a feat. Yeah. Oh, those are mine, Inspector. I was looking for a place to set them down, you see, and those coconuts were looking awfully lonely. Nashu, far be it from me to cast doubt on your choice of hobbies, but what in the name of the 12 would possess you to bring your creations to an investigation? Well, they were so helpful in jogging your memory at one time that I just thought, does this mean you won't be needing this piece of driftwood either? Your enthusiasm is always admirable, Nashu, but in this event, I fear it's somewhat misdirected. Now, set the driftwood down over there and concentrate on taking your notes like the astute assistants you are. I say we are most fortunate that the confounding Inspector Briardian is otherwise occupied at the moment. Were he to change upon these scenes, he would veritably explode in rage. Now, let us dispose of those things before an errant ember sends us all into a fiery demise. Confounding Inspector Briardian, explode, a fiery demise. Got it. Are you sure about that? Oh, don't look now, but someone has returned at the absolute worst possible time. You two are supposed to be keeping an eye on the suspects and staying out of trouble, yes? The Inspector will have a fit if he sees you here. But Miss Ellie, should Inspector Briardian come upon those explosives, the consequences will be even more dire. Lahee and I will see that the Inspector keeps a wide berth of this beach. You two just get out of here and be quick about it. Quick thinking, Miss Ellie. Come, Nashu, we shall return for your creations once Inspector Briardian has been led safely from the scene. Investigation calls us, and we must heed its cry. I have an explosive bad feeling about this. The real question is how she brought these explosives without anyone noticing. I mean, I could be 3 explosives stacked up. All you have to do is lure him away from these crates. That shouldn't be too difficult, right? Well, I have defeated a few primals. It will probably make no difference. A burst of inspirations. Inspector Briardian would share with you his latest findings. They even put the picture of him right in front of the crates the bombs. So, Hildibrand has managed thus far to not destroy anything. Consider me something almost resembling impressed. Indeed, but enough about Hildibrand. Lahee and I have been waiting to hear your latest theories. We should go somewhere quiet and... An excellent idea, Miss Ellie. Ah, yes. That spot just over there by the crates should suffice. Well, if you're thinking a Giga Flower to the face, probably should be fine with the explosives. Yeah. I haven't taken a Giga Flare to the face yet. I haven't done Coils of Bahamut. And there of all places, but surely you could find somewhere more scenic. I am not here on vacation. I am here to solve a case. Besides, we cannot afford to have our conversations overheard. That junk-littered beach should afford us some welcome privacy. Yes, Inspector, privacy indeed. Bloody hell. Don't worry, Lahee, I'll figure out some way to lead him clear of the bombs. As I expected, killing primals has absolutely no bearings on this. I think the tide is rising. We really should move to higher ground. Is it just me, or there's a bit of a chill in the air? But perhaps we should go someplace warm. I agree. I for one welcome a respite from the sweltering heat. Besides, this will not take long. If you insist, Inspector. Through the questioning of the brass blade attacked by our quarry, I have identified the 3 individuals most likely to be our thief in disguise. To wit, Morgant, Yotonauto, and Lowenhart. The 3 of us shall split up, with each of us keeping watch over. Are the 2 of you listening? Of course we are. Beg pardon, Inspector. Yes, we are. You look unwell, Miss Ellie. Perhaps you were right. I too feel a chill wind blowing in. Mayhap we should continue your conversation elsewhere. But there is no need. Wait here, and I shall build us a fire. Ha! Methinks the Inspector has taken leave of his senses. The chance of locating suitable kindling in these barren shores is infinitesimal. Except that Nashu provided some. Here we are. This piece of driftwood should serve perfectly, and as fortune would have it, I just happen to have a flint and stone in my person. There is no cause for alarm. 'Tis not blood that courses through the Inspector veins, but ice. I could not fathom a series of events that would lead to such a calm and composed individual to lose his fierce grip on that fiery torch. Remarkable insight, Inspector. I must record those words for posterity. Whee! It's flying! Hmm? What have we here? Everything is proceeding according to my master plan. Hmm? Could this be another challenge from the fiend? Surely you jest, Inspector? It looks nothing like his usual card, see? Doubtless it's just the idle ravings of some madman. Indeed. Perhaps so, but we must exercise due caution. Ah, there are 2 more pages. Give up hope, he of many faces will laugh last. It is not the lapsed maiden alone that shall come to harm. It's more direct than his previous challenges, but there can be no doubt as to the sender. But what is the stock of another victim? The final pages holds the answer, no doubt. The final page? Confounding Inspector Briardian will meet a fiery demise. Ah! 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 Come on, use your Manderville speed. Oh no. Okay. Alright, Inspector, hold still. Hold very still. You are very good at holding still. Oh no. You saw through the fiend's ruse, but how? Let's just call it a reporter's intuition. Are you hurt? A ringing in my ears, but otherwise no worse for wear. You would have my gratitude. All is well that ends well. Hildibrand Manderville, were you able to learn out of the fiend who made this ignoble attempt of my life? I exhausted every effort, Inspector, yet I fear our quarry proves ever elusive. Excellent. I might have died of shock if you had. At any rate, our foe has revealed himself as no mere thief, but a madman who will resort to cold-blooded murder. We must redouble our vigilance lest the others come to harm. Vigilance? Yes. Vigilance is the order of the day. What in the name of the gods? Thou state those vegetables cost a fortune, and they're ruined! Ruined! Agent of Inquiry... What? Okay, I have lost connection to everything. Alright, it's back. Am I back online? Yeah, my internet had a hiccup. I disconnected from the game, I disconnected from Twitch. But I seem to be back. It is broadcasting, yeah, alright. Okay, unfortunately we will have to... Am I actually streaming? Yeah, okay. Boy, I gotta say, Twitch app is awful. It hasn't realized that I'm streaming again. Let me reload a few stuff here. Okay. Okay. I haven't noticed him here. Let's take this opportunity. We're not, my friend. Should anything threaten to put you or Miss Ellie in harm's way, Nasha and I will stand at the ready. Okay. We've seen most of this, but we'll need to skip through. But they don't... But since these cutscenes are so animated, it's gonna take a while. Connection Twitch is a bit jumpy still, but seems to hold. Okay. Yeah, I had to restart my phone to make the Twitch app realize that I'm live. Okay. I'm gonna take this opportunity to drink some water. Gotta admire the physics of that piece of wood. It's quite impressive how they make this enemy into cinema in the engine. Yeah. One thing that I heard is that they use the Hildibrand quests to actually stretch the animation possibilities of the engine to its limits. Because everything in Hildibrand is so ridiculous and exaggerated, they use it to see to test what they can do with animations. Because if you've been noticing over the cutscenes, every NPC here, not only Hildibrand, is very expressive in their facial nonsense, including very exaggerated and ridiculous faces. Even Briardian is not immune to that. They could go beyond, have a Hrothgar do absurd cover reaction. Yeah. Hrothgars didn't exist at this point in time. That said, they could do it for the down trail section of Hildibrand. There are plenty of Hrothgars in down trail, including the main character. I know nothing of the Stormblood and Beyond ones. Will be fun. Okay, this is close to where things went wrong. Let's go back to the usual states. What in the name of the gods? Those teeth! Those vegetables cost a fortune! And they're ruined! Ruined! Agent of Inquiry? Or like the agent of injury and incompetence? You are to replace the supplies that you destroyed before the banquet began, or I will see the entire lot of you rot in a gale. I actually think it's pronounced as jail anyway, but it's so strange to see that pronunciation. Clearly our thief has decided that my prodigious intellect presents the greatest threat to his schemes. Perhaps he is more clever than I thought. I would ask how he survived an explosion at point-blank range, but something tells me that one more mystery better left unsolved. It's jail, the spirit of the old pronunciation, yes. It's just that my brain just doesn't work like that. I see those set of words and it's Gao, not jail. And yeah. I'll probably never manage to pronounce that thing correctly first try. Ever. And I don't care. It's not like I see that that word on a daily basis. Thanks to your quick thinking, the bombs are no more and the inspectors is none the wiser. It's a shame to see good food go waste, though those coconuts looked positively luscious. Is that a fish? Getting hungry. Nash is definitely on the spectrum. I want to abuse this. Oh, the NPCs are here. Does they say anything? No. Miss Cat, I guess I'm back into getting foodstuffs for banquets. I guess your training will come in handy now. Rendezvous is a word in modern that sounds nothing like it's written, yes. So not much improvement has been done, really. Yeah. The thing is that Portuguese is very consistent in pronunciation. So I was brought up having letters that has very specific sounds, and that's not the case in English at all. What was that terrible explosion coming from the beach? Is everyone safe? Fear not. The fiend's artless attempt on my life has been thwarted. Sadly, your food supply did not escape unscathed. Master Gigerumo bids that damaged ingredients be replaced with house speed. Gods! This is no thief, this is a madman. As for replacing the ingredients, I fear that will prove a difficult task. Those crates contain imported vegetables of considerable rarity, you see. Vegetables that are in particularly short supply these days, what with the mandragoras at large. Even if I were to place an order immediately, it would likely take days to arrive. Coconut milk in a 10-meter blast radius, yeah. The mandragoras? I have heard of that fell band. Tell me, what manner of vegetables did they steal? The rarest was an import from the Far East. I do not recall the name, but it very closely resembled the Eorzean dragon pepper, save for its color, which was deep purple. Methinks you don't worry too much, Master Leonhardt. Our course of action is clear. We need only storm into the den of these overgrown weeds and steal your precious purple dragon peppers right back. I would advise against that, Inspector. Those are no ordinary mandragoras, but rather a bloodthirsty band of killers given succulent flesh. Even the brass blades of the Gerbera proved unable to resist them. Oh ho! A formidable foe indeed. We're only there a brave soul in our midst with a one for taking on fearsome enemies with not a shred of concern for his own well-being? Yeah, where you can find someone like that? Your eyes, friend. They speak to me. They say, I, yes, I shall vanquish those rock vegetables and deliver the plundered goods back to their rightful owner. I'd lend my weapon, but it's a buck. You were truly godsend, adventurer. One Sandmal of the Yellow Jackets has been charged with defending the roads from the Mandragoras. If anyone would have knowledge of their current whereabouts, it would be him. Without those ingredients, Master Gigerumo is like to cook me instead. Please, friends, you're my only hope. A gentleman would never let his comrade face danger alone. Let us away to Limsa together. I love how the dungeons in these question lines end up being the most tangential stuff. Yeah. What is the weapon for summoners technically? Anyway. So, summoning is an evolution of what's it called? Arcanist. And Arcanima is effectively the art of casting spells using calculus. That's why you see these formulae and shapes here. So effectively, this is a grimoire with my spells, with all the calculations spread on, and I use them to summon my AG. And it's also from that I summon my my carbuncle. If you look at the animation, I'm taking a note, and I'm summoning a carbuncle. Let's see, if I cast a spell, it comes from the book. Okay, so he's just repeating himself. Nobody has anything to say, okay. Oh, he's in Melansa. I think I can just take the ferry. Well, that's certainly interesting. I mean, it's kind of silly when you have a cutscene where people go like, one readies a spear, the other a sword, the other a bow, and you go like, book. It's not a one that could be a meme popsicle or anything then. Yeah. I have such a cool book on my main character. I don't remember where I found it, but it's transparent. It's a, you look from this side and it's a hole here, but you can still see the pages. Like, you look like this and you could still see the face of your character, but there is still pages on the other side. It's an interesting concept. I don't like the time it's taking. Okay. Yeah, my internet is weird today. Yeah, there were some frame skipping and it was my fault. Imagine there are people glamored up and the most absurd photobomb fashion for the people doing the story dungeons. Oh, there are plenty. I've seen so many weird glamours. I've made some weird glamours. It's all part of the fun. Yeah, you're thinking too long to answer. Okay. If you've come to the Mandragors, if you've half about too late. As where we blasted all. To hear the poor merchant tell it, no sooner had he opened his cargo hold to check on a shipment of vegetables than did an onion turn on him, screeching bloody murder. Fled his own vessel in sheer terror, he did. By the time he came to his senses, it had set sail without him. The carbon cone color is cosmetic and not a matter of weapondom? Yes. The merchant left for Eoport, hoping to recoup his losses. If you have a mind to go after the culprits, you might lend a ear to his sad tale. Aha! It's the thrill of the chase, not invigorating, friend? The ferry docked by Fisherman Buttons will carry us to Eoport. Let us be swiftly on our way. What's going on in general here? Okay. I can change the color for... Why I think I clicked something wrong and I ended up in the... Residential district. Let's go to Eoport. Why I always end up here while searching for produce for a banquet? So there is this thing. What's It's pet glam, right? How does it work? Pet glam. Ah, there you go. Yeah, help pet glam. Or pet glam help. Huh, weird. Anyway, let's see. I can do pet glam, carbuncle, carbuncle. No. What am I doing wrong with the command? I forgot how to use the command, but I can transform my carbuncle even into like Ifrit and the Titan and stuff. Do you not have to designate it in quotes or something? Maybe. Let's change to Ifrit edgy. So if I summon him again, it's actually Ifrit, and he'll follow me around. Yeah, it was the quotation marks that were missing, but I like my topaz carbuncle. And this is not how you write topaz. So it's fully cosmetic, neat. I can do it any of the 3 carbuncles. Let's see, the green one is the emerald, right? Emerald. Yeah. So now he's green, which is barely different from the default. I can make him red. And I guess that concludes our demonstration. It's a somewhat recent thing that they added. The craziest Emerald one I've seen this game was a Lalafell cosplaying as one while also using it as a flying mount. Yeah. I have no idea how you get the carbuncle mount. It might be a Mog store thing that you need to pay with real money. Okay, Kirby, don't be on top of the NPC I need to talk to. Hey! Don't sneak up on me like that. I thought you were a feral turnip. A murderous eggplant. Assumed like that. I'm way taller than those things. Think I jest, do you? You'd be singing a different tone if shot out tomato juice almost took out your eye as it did mine. My eye. Hello, hello, Cobalt. Yes, cute creature. Welcome to the Carbon Co. Been a while since you showed up. Welcome, welcome. You're just riding your chocobo to your next destination and then a Carbon Co just zooms past you at full speed, yeah. You okay? Your eye will be alright. By the time I'd regained my wits, they'd already set sail with me ship and me livelihood. I'm ruined, ruined. If I never see another bleeding onion to the end of my days, it'll be too soon. Hello, not staying cause tech problems, but I saw the little guy and had to appreciate the existence. Welcome to an anime episode of Utter Insanity. Well, since you're here, I might as well get to this guy and pet him. I pet him using the force. But I hope you're alright. Hopefully those tech problems can get solved soon. Seeds of Rebellion. The Time Trader would ask you to save the realm from the Vegetal Scourge. To hear must say, the Mandragors are a nasty lot, a right pain in the arse to farmers and provisioners the realm over. But let me tell you, friend, that ain't the last of it. Freeing their fellow fronts from our larders and tables is but the beginning. The Bulbous Blackguards have a far grander scheme. Revolution! Madness, you say? Take a ferry to the islands of Umbra and see with your own eyes a veritable vegetable kingdom where the eggplants and turnips rule with an iron fist. Does Musobano follow with the expression? I could swear I've seen his face somewhere before. Bugger me if I ain't the undead overlord that what fancies himself a gentleman inspector. Which would make you, could it be, the adventures that bested the thieving duelist in single combat? Yep, that is me. Alright, see ya, Cobalt. Well, bugger me and call me Inspector. Tell me, is it true the duelist traveled with a demon bird was crow could split the heavens? But that's neither here nor there. Look, I don't know about you, but I ain't keen on the notion of calling a blood tomato your grace. And that's exactly the fate we're in if we don't nip this revolution in the bud. And I mean that literally. As we speak, the Mandragors are planting themselves a whole arm of their own kin in the islands of Umbra. You'd be doing the whole realm a favor if you could go there and uproot 10 before the harvest comes. Many occasions have I solved in my day, but I've not matched with sentient plant life before. This should prove quite exhilarating. To the islands of Umbra! Well, you call a popoto, your grace. Why do people call us popotos? Yeah. Don't talk crap about East Shroud, sir. Okay, I need to go to the islands of Umbra. And instead of taking the ferry, I think I should just fly there. I'm no longer limited. Can I go underwater? I can't go underwater. You can't go underwater until Stormblood. Prepare your ears. Okay. Nothing? You feel a gaze upon you. Alright. I don't know why the potato people name stuck, but if you get God is an excessive fashion, everyone reaches for the potato got mashed joke. Yeah. I think it's because of the shape of the Lalafell body. It kind of resembles a potato. This looks like the symbols I had to match while playing that Yakuza 0 minigame. Not match. You feel a hostile gaze upon you. Would be nice if you could interact from mount. You can. You just drop from the mount. Like, I can just, he drops, and then we interact. But yeah, I know what you mean, just not dismount would be nice. But then the animations would be weird. Distance flight. You feel a hostile gaze upon you. Hildy. Friend! Friend! My pursuit of the mandragoras has led me beneath the surface. Yes, they must be down here. Somewhere. How the heck? Yeah. Yeah, but that's a thing in recent trend. A lot of loot gathering and such. Get a bit more expedient for something you're gonna do thousands of times anyway. Over and yeah. Than acting. Commence the mandragoras? Yes. What's going on? Oh boy. Oh, I need to sink. Okay. Whoa, there's a lot of them. Come on. Ah, they're bullshit again. Come on, take advantage, take advantage. Ah, they run, they run. Nice, Ifrit. You come back here, you onion, garlic, whatever. I forgot to call my chocobo. You hanging in there? This solid Rumbo. Impeccably fought, my friend. I only wish I had seen the battle with my own eyes. You may go on ahead to Costa del Sol. I shall be along as soon as I extricate myself. Well, happy extrication. Seeds of Rebellion. The name of the quest. I'm gonna use mounts a lot more often now that I can cast them while in motion. What took you so long, friend? What took you so long, friend? The islands of Umbra are but a short sprint away. At least you have brought along the goods we so bravely reclaimed. I teleported. How did you get here faster than I? So this wasn't beast folk. The Mandragores? No. Hildibrand is faster than warp. Yeah. You returned. I feared you might have ended up a tasty snack from a crazy head of a cabbage. Stolen foodstuffs. Foodstuffs pilfered from the stores of Costa del Sol. Well, I found your stuff. I hope it's still good. The stolen foodstuffs. You've saved my hide today. Oh, but I must see if those purple dragon peppers are intact. Master Gigarumu is quite particular about his seasonings. Oh, can I come too? I've never seen a purple dragon pepper before. That white vegetable chase was a pleasant diversion, but this time we returned to the case. Now there must be some clue that yet eludes us. Pleasant diversion? You were not trying to be eaten by a salad. Caw! The peppers have changed color! What is this? Peppers that possess the same powers of disguise as our many-faced foe? A gentleman must needs investigate. A striking shade of blue, quite far from the purple. A striking shade of blue, quite far from the purple that Master Leonhardt described. Perhaps we recovered the wrong crate. But look here, Inspector. The Great Serpent market for Costa del Sol. How curious. Did I say purple? I meant a purplish blue, or a bluish purple. The two colors are really quite similar when you think about it. These peppers have a most distinctive hue. No man could reasonably mistaken it for any shade of purple. Unless, of course, he was wearing a very particular sort of eyewear at the time. Ha! The shard's up! After the man! Ha! It is as I suspected all along! The goggles have proved the key to cracking the case! With speed, Nashu! The find must be brought to justice! Wow, the goggles! They did something! The challenger forgot Bert, yeah. Huh? What happened to you? Why is no one else here with you? Okay, but wouldn't a guy just know how they're supposed to look from common knowledge? Yep. Kind of. No, they are rare, so you can run, but you cannot. So not everyone knows about those peppers, so that's the catch. Hahaha! If you thought you could outspring Miss Munderville, man, you were sorely mistaken. For pilfering a priceless blade, threatening a maiden's virtue, and untold crimes against the law-abiding citizens of Eorzea, I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinary, hereby place you under arrest. Done in by a sniper, fitting in for a noble thief. Let us see what lies behind the mask. Where am I? Who are you? I think we got the wrong guy, which is the right guy. Ha! Playing the fool of I am not. I just ask you come willingly. A gentleman is not given to violence, but should you attempt to resist, I disavow responsibility for any shattered skulls and broken bones. Oh, wait, I remember now. I was on my way to meet Miss Arabella when... Miss Arabella? I must find her at once. Oh, my head. It would seem that this man wears no mask. This is the true Leeuwenhart. I swear on my life that it is so. I was en route to the estate in Wineport when one of the brass blades on patrol approached me with sentient greetings, and the next instant he turned it on me. I fought desperately to defend myself, even managing to drive a kitchen knife into the man's right hand. In the end, though, he proved too strong for me. Now that you mention it, the imposter was wearing gloves. I knew there was something suspicious about him. There is still time before the banquet begins. Knowing your query, he has doubtless already assumed a new identity. And yet, he could not have foreseen this turn of events. It's unlikely that he had the time to thoroughly research his new target. Most importantly, we now know that the thief suffered a wound to his right hand. We need simply return to Costa del Sol and examine the hands of all present. An excellent plan, Inspector. While you do so, I shall accompany Leonhart back to the estate, that he might ensure Miss Arabella's safety. I have found you, my little ones. Let me guess. You sit with anger at those that took from you what was yours. Then you two, the pure goals are in accord. Make for causes of soul and await my orders. When the time is right, revenge will be yours. They're kinda cute. The game is afoot, inspectors. I love how they parodied the villain scheming on a cliff overlooking the scene at Eorzea. Specifically how much the main quest loves to do that, but not as a gag, yeah. Now, what mask shall I wear to the ball? Oh, that's a castrum. Where I ended up? Oh, I'm going to Wine Park. Oh, do I dream? But I must, for such a beauty could not be of this world. My gentleman heart swans. Yeah, you can make her on the character editor. Miss Arabella, what are you doing out here? You must return to the state at once. Oh, Lewin, how is the warrior? Your concern is touching, but I am a woman grown. Besides, I just wanted to see the flowers. Lovely though these flowers may be, they are as unsight weeds when measured against your beauty. I am Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinary. Please, call me Hildy. The pleasure is mine, my lord. Much have I heard of your deeds. Tell me, are these rumors of a malt-faced thief true? I fear they are, Miss Arabella, but still your gentle heart, for as long as Hildibrand is on the case, the fiend shall not lay a twisted finger upon you. This I swear on the Manderville name. The gods smile on me indeed. You seem such a strong and handsome gentleman as my champion, and yet... You seem pensive, my lady. Is something the matter? Tell me the truth. This marriage has been arranged against my wish. To tell the truth, this marriage has been arranged against my wishes. I do not love Vance. Why, I have not even met him. He sent me this clasp of a betrothal gift. A treasure for my treasure, wear it always, the message said. I do not care how beautiful it is, it might as well be a golden shackle. Miss Annabella, you must not say such things. An arranged marriage to a youth you have not even met? Unconscionable! Father says that this marriage must happen. That it is for the future of the family trade. Spoken like a true man. But if I may be bold, milady, would I be correct in assuming that you and your father are not related by blood? I mean, the Lalafell? Quite so. Father found me amongst the beggars on Pearl Lane when I was just a babe. He took me in and raised me as his own. He took Lewin in as well, to a servant rather than son. You may think Father a cold and miserly man, but to me he is the man who gave me warmth and hope where I had none. I will learn to love Vanes, if that will make my father happy. The Kung Fu Panda moment for sure, yes. You don't say. I've never watched Kung Fu Panda, but I know the scene. I should have watched Kung Fu Panda. Looks like a good time. You cannot be serious, Miss Arabella. You are a beautiful young woman with your whole life ahead of you. Surely you would not have to look far to find a gentleman with whom you would rather spend the rest of your days. Miss Arabella, please. Try to search slightly farther than you are now. If I have to spend another hour with you, I'm like to lose my wits. But anyway, we should return to Costa del Sol and see how the inspector's investigation fares. I, as well, must prepare for the banquet. Farewell, friends. Hold on, Hildibrand has gloves. It does. So does Naily. And those are not gloves, just yeah, we have two suspects here. How would we tell apart him from the fake? Let's see if he does something smart. I must return to the state to prepare for the banquet. Till we meet again, friend. With a case of indecency, with a maiden's virtue hanging in the balance, Hildibrand would hasten back to Costa del Sol. We've not a moment to lose, friend. The time of our final confrontation with the Fiend is nigh. Our foe has doubtless assumed a new identity, but have no fear. Upon our return to Costa del Sol, I shall employ the time-tested Munderville art of parley to cut through the Fiend's flimsy facade. You tried that already. This is an order that I would impart to you as well, friend, although there will be time enough for that once our foe is in shackles and Miss Arabella is safe. No doubt it shall prove as invaluable in your adventures as it has in my investigations. Or failing that, serve to entertain you when you have nothing better to do. But I digress. A gentleman must away to Costa del Sol. The fair man's life hangs in the balance. Nashu, Miss Ellie, with me. Do you guys have anything else to say? Nope. That fellow under the table looks terribly suspicious. Fellow under the table? Fellow... Hey, what are you doing here? Inspector Briardian, I have seen to the maiden's safety. Miss Arabella will be along soon. How far is your investigation? I have canvassed the grounds, but none of the guests are concealing their hands. How can this be? The thief must be somewhere. Briardian is wearing gloves. Miss Arabella just left her state, I hear. I suppose we will find out soon enough if her beauty is truly a match for her own. There is no time. Without a thief in custody, we cannot risk allowing Miss Arabella to take the stage. But Inspector, Vanes and his family will not take kindly to his betrothed's absence. That is nothing of my concern. Besides, doubtless the Inspector here will think of something. Me? What do you propose? You're the expert at creating diversions. Can't you just knock something over, blow something up, or the like? You know, like you always do. Inspector Briardian, I knew the day would come that you'll recognize my many talents. Worry not about Master Vanes. Yes, for the sake of the maiden, a gentleman will do what must needs be done. The poor sop lacks even the wits to know when he is being insulted. Sorry. Now, to the task at hand. We must find a way to conceal Miss Arabella's true identity. Not far from here are the servants' quarters. There should be a change of clothes lying about. Perfect. Lahee, find some suitably ordinary garb and deliver it to Miss Arabella outside the gates. I shall proceed with the investigation. Hildibrand diversion extraordinary, yes. Find something. He's just repeating himself. Leave the betrothed and his family to me, my friend. Master Vanes will not suspect for a moment that aught is amiss. I never stay too long at any one job, but I've been here for a good while now. Might be as it's so much to do with that pretty dancer last aid week. Why is she dressed like Hildibrand? Not quite. Just kind of look like. Has the lapsed maiden arrived yet? I simply must look upon her beauty for myself. Servant's garb, you say? I much prefer what you're wearing, but we certainly have enough rags to go around. Here you go. Do it then as you will. Let's hope it's the right size. Greetings, friends. Oh, what is this you have for me? Sewn in a competent fashion by a reasonably talented tailor using materials of a satisfactory quality, These garments have been kept in acceptable shape and are more likely commanded at an average to fair price at market. That's a long way to say they are average. Servant's garb? But why? The idea is that you disguise yourself. Miss Arabella, with the thief still at large, the risk of letting you be seen is too great. Change those clothes and promise that you will not leave my sight. Final Fantasy over description at its finest. Yeah. The items. There are some items that have some really nice descriptions. I always make a point to look at them. Especially like the quest items. But the ceremony. Father will be furious. And Lord Vanes. We are dealing with a man who tried to blast me to the heavens, and almost succeeded. We cannot exercise enough caution. As for the ceremony, I have entrusted the matter to a certain gentleman. You need only concern yourself with your own safety. We should do as the inspector says, Milady Arabella. Your life is more important than this marriage, or whatever profits your father stand to gain from it. Lewin, if Father heard you say such things, I should have said them long ago. But not doing so, I have put your life in danger. But besides, we have not one, but 2 skilled inspectors in the case. It will not be long until the fiend is brought to justice. Very well, I shall retreat to the carriage. Pray, wait for me here. My apologies for the delay. What should I do with my banquet dress, Inspector? Lahee, bring Miss Arabella's dress to that bumbling inspector. I dare not speculate as to how he intends to see to his task, but I would imagine he requires all the help he can. Now, let us return before the festivities begin. To be honest, that is particularly why I dislike a Realm Reborn plotting similar, because it's over description, but unically and in the main writing, not a random footnote. Yeah. Let's see, I have her clothes now. Breathtaking dress. An expertly tailored dress certain to make eyes bulge and hearts stop. You will not elude me this time, fiend. In return, me? I was in the act of formulating a master plan to distract Master Vanes at the ceremony. Is there aught I might do for you? Well, it is way oversized for you to disguise yourself with it. Yeah. Try this. Why, this is Mr. Zarabella's dress? I must admit to some confusion as to what to do with it, but worry not, I shall take it into safekeeping. And with that, I must attend to Master Vanes before the ceremony begins. Worry not, friend, I assure you that Inspector Briardian and I have the situation entirely under control. Why not find yourself a seat and enjoy the festivities? Might try to look inconspicuous, eh? You, on the other hand, is not looking inconspicuous. Curses. How am I supposed to find my men without these people milling about? No gloves. Friends, family, business associates. This is another and a pleasure to welcome one and all to Costa del Sol for today's feast, co-hosted by the Brugger Consortium and the East Aldernate Trading Company. We trust that you've been enjoying the fine food, fine spirits, and profitable conversation. The Lapse Maiden, if even half of the tales of her build are true, Venus is the luckiest bastard in the helm. Granted, without the hat, could be invisible even not crouching, getting furniture to scale with the sheer difference between the largest wrist and the smallest must be hell for public spaces. Yeah. Yeltonoito Sainana, honored guests, it's a great pleasure to announce the betrothal of my son, Vanes, future chair of Brugger Consortium, to Arabella, daughter of Master Gigerumo of the East Aldernate Trading Company. The couple would exchange their eternal vows here today that the happiness of this accent is complicated sometimes. The couple would exchange their eternal vows here today that the happiness that is theirs may usher in a new era of prosperity for one and all. Gloves. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present my son's lovely bride, the Lapse Maiden, whose beauty minstrels will sing for ages to come. Damn you, Hildibrand Manderville. You had one job. She's beautiful. Were the rabble expecting otherwise? She's my bride after all. Dude, you told him to do it. Milady, they say your build transcends even the boundaries of time. When you are wed, you will want for nothing. Pray, give your hand unto me. My sun and stars, yes, 1,000 times yes, I'm yours and shall be forevermore. What have you done with my bride, you cross-dressing deviant? Not quite what I have intended, but I suppose it serves our purposes. Fear not, ladies and gentlemen, for Miss Arabella is safe and sound. Okay, no. Fear not, ladies and gentlemen, for Miss Arabella is safe and sound. I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinary, have but assumed the maiden's appearance to ensnare the vile fiend who would take him at her life. Well, he did make up to and got some earrings and braided his hair. He forgot to shave though. Truly committed. The fiend who now lies defenselessly before me? The game's up, Phoenix. Or shall I call you by another name? The Thief of Many Faces. Me? The thief? Are you mad? Well, yes. It appears that my masterful deductions have proved beyond the grasp of your mind. Very well, allow me to elucidate. While there is not a soul in the realm who has not heard of the tales of Miss Arabella's beauty, there are but 2 men here in Costa del Sol who had gazed upon her lovely visage before today. Her father, Guguremu, and her steward, Leonhardt. As you yourself admitted on multiple occasions, Master Vanes, you were to have your first glimpse of your bride to be today. Considering this light, would you not say your reaction upon seeing my face was most unnatural? Both he and his assistants are equally mad. Yeah. Who else could see through my ingenious disguise? Who could know that at a glance that I was not the fair maiden? None save you, Yef of 1,000 faces. And everyone else, you half of their wits about them. How dare you make a mockery of my wedding day? Guards, arrest that pervert at once. Lock him up in a jail and throw away the key. Literally anyone. Exactly everyone. Arabella? Oh, thank the gods you're safe. Come with me quickly. There's a dangerous madman about. A glove on his right hand? Could it be? Hildibrand was right? The man is a fool, but it would have behooded you to listen to him. Alas, you did not. And what is yours is now mine. He never met her before and yet could recognize us. The necklace. That's the thief! Stop wasting your time with that imbecile and arrest him! Okay, now that's just an error for the party. Yeah. You came out this way for me? You love me. You really, really love me. classic smoke bomb to nowhere. The attention is most flattering, but I have taken what I came for, and now I must away. Milords, miladies, till we meet again. I hear that the real Veins was found bound and gagged in a storage room. Truly, Miss Arabella, I am sorry. For what, my lady? The banquet was more exciting than I ever could have hoped for. Veins and his father are furious, of course, and our marriage has been called off. But perhaps it is for the best. I would find my own way to make father happy, by living my life as I would live it. It is you, Inspector Hildibrand, who taught me this lesson. For the love of the gods, somebody find him a change of clothes. But one thing still puzzles me. The thief challenge said that he would steal the lapse maiden's virtue, yet in the end he took only her neckpiece. Now that you mention it, Master Gigerumo told me about the clasp when it first arrived. Engraved with the mark of the Sun Goddess, it's one of the most treasured pieces from the Burgar collection, known by many as Azaemon's virtue. The maiden's virtue, indeed. When the next challenge comes, we must take extra care to read between the lines. Are they expecting a challenge? Well, they expected correctly. Over here, inspectors, it says, made you look. The fiend plays us for fools. Give that to me at once. When next we meet, I shall come to claim the victor's spoils. Another riddle. If nothing else, it appears the thief has abandoned any foolish notions of my assassination. Still, we must ever be on guard. The fiend's attempted murder once, he may very well do so again. The suspect is a ninja, clearly. The Shuriken Mastery proves it. Well, if he's from Limsa, he could be a rogue. Rogue is the prerequisite job for ninja. Do rogues throw... They threw knives, not shurikens. I think it fits. Verily, Inspector, I must agree. One can never be too wary when dealing with a murderer. Hear me, man of 1,000 faces. You sealed your fate when you called me out by name. Mark my words, when next we meet, you will be mine. Yes, it was the Phantom Thief who was to blame for that bomb. Truly, verily, indubitably the Phantom Thief. Most certainly. The parlay minigame is now available. Yeah, I knew it existed in the toy chest. Gentleman hero Hildibrand. To the victor goes a priceless treasure. While the smile of a champion holds a secret untold. Are 8 legs better than 2? Can a Manderville man triumph over terrors and win the day? The Coliseum Conundrum. The key to the next case is also the key to the storeroom. But be sure not to lose it. Wait, it's a real key and a figurative one at the same time? Is that even possible? I guess we'll find out next time. What time is it? 10:30. Okay. Usually would end around 11, but since it's end of episode right here, I could leave the next episode for the next stream. I think it makes more sense time-wise. So, I need to be here in Costa del Sol. No, I don't have any. Yeah. Was Gilgamesh a comic relief adjacent character in all of... in all of them what? All of Hildibrand quests? I don't think Gilgamesh was in Heavensward. I don't think I played one that actually had him. No, in general Final Fantasy. Yeah, I also don't remember playing any game with Gilgamesh. He might be a new addition, but yeah, he is a staple of Final Fantasy now, I believe. That's thing I've heard of, right? It's not something I know firsthand. But one thing I heard is that Gilgamesh actually is the same character in all Final Fantasy. It's not like, say, Sid. That's just the name that goes over, but it's a different character in each game. Which is interesting. Ooh, I was wearing gloves all this time. I could have been the Phantom Thief. So yeah, I'm gonna be calling it now for today. So next Sunday at 7 p.m. I'll be playing more Planet Crafters. Next Monday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. GMT+3, I'll be playing more Final Fantasy XIV. At least Monday will be Hildibrand. It might be the last chapter. Is the Lalafell still under the counter? No. He left. So he was actually disguised as that. Damn, he's good. Alright. Okay. So, if you've been watching me on Twitch, I do have a YouTube channel with all my VODs. If you've been watching me on YouTube, I do have a Twitch where you can catch me live. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. I am the Plane Shifter, he is Lahee Eshkree, and we are phasing out. Bye!